Hello Ironwood campers, my name is David Dumble. I am here to talk to you about some of my thoughts and cues that worked as I teach my athletes how to do certain shot put and discus drills. During this camp, NCAA rules don't allow me to be able to communicate with you through Zoom or any other face-to-face communication, so I thought I would put together some of these videos to be able to help you grow as a thrower. Some of the cues and ideas that I use may be different than other coaches, and that's okay. There is no one way to be able to learn the movement correctly. It's whatever cue works for you. So I want to share some of these thoughts, and hopefully they work for you, but really it's just an addition to some of the things you've heard already from other coaches. So let's get started. Okay, here we are at the discus ring. I wanted to be able to go over the drill of the half turn or wheel or 180 on the right. It has a lot of different names. It's all the same movement. As I teach this movement to a lot of my athletes, we start by talking about where our foot placement is going to be. As you've seen, I put a line down the middle that helps us with alignment so that we know that as we rotate, we're going to turn exactly 180 degrees. So as I start this drill, it's going to be important that I start the right distance from the edge of the ring. So as I start this, I'm going to go ahead and set my feet up heel toe, putting my right foot on the line and being able to understand this is my normal base size. From here, I'm going to be able to turn 180 degrees. This is ideally where I'm going to start the drill. After I've set my feet up several times like this, I know exactly where to come in and start the drill. So if I were doing a drill with nothing in my hands or a discus, I'm going to start in this position. When I get in this position, I'm going to either start with my hands on my hips, or sometimes you could do it with a PVC pipe or with a discus in your hand or even a shot put. But I'll start with my hands on the hips so you can start to see what the legs are going to be doing. I start with my weight over my right foot. My weight is all on the ball of the foot, the heel is high, and as I rotate, I'm going to be tucking and reaching my left. What that means, tucking, is being able to squeeze those knees together, shortening that left leg. And as it comes through, you can see it kind of has a kicking motion to it. I want to be able to kick and then reach that left foot right back down. A lot of times I refer to it as a in-out motion. In, out, in, out, in, out. Right? And as you do enough of these drills, you start to be able to see that you can make it exactly 180 degrees. One of the other points I want to go over is making sure that we can keep our weight over the right side as we do this drill. It's going to be very important that we be able to keep that axis on the right side. If we come into the power position and we've already shifted into this position, maybe I fouled like I've done now, or a lot of my weight is already shifted over my left and I can't deliver a very good stand through. So ideally, the whole point of doing this drill is to stay over the right side, create a pivot point in which we're going to continue to rotate through as we deliver. With the development of my throwers, it is important that they learn how to pivot on the right side before they continue on and throw a discus or a shot put. So what I teach them to do is a bunch of 180s over and over till they get comfortable turning and pivoting over the right side with an efficient left leg tuck. I'm going to show you a version with the PVC pipe, or you can do it with a broomstick, anything that's straight. It really helps you keep your idea of keeping those shoulders level as you're being able to turn. Once they start to master that, one of the next things we go to is being able to start your stand throw after your left foot lands. It's really important to me. One of the cues I always go with is making sure the athlete always knows when their left foot lands. Once the left foot is landed, the approach into the power position is over and the stand throw begins. We want to know exactly when that left foot lands so we can activate those legs correctly, immediately, and so we have the most amount of time for a big throw. So as we start to move through this half turn, I want to make sure that they can be able to find that power position and then be able to turn through. Okay? So we can do that with a PVC pipe, we can do that with a medicine ball, we can do that hands on the hips, just learning how to move through. And eventually you start to become very smooth with it. After you have enough reps being able to turn through the stand throw from this half turn, it's time to be able to pick up a discus, right? And so there's a couple new things when it comes to that. Our legs are doing the exact same thing, but obviously you have to carry the discus. And when you do that, starting from a static position, you want to start with the discus with your palm up. As you start going through the turn, you will start putting your thumb down, the discus will stay in your hand, and you'll be able to have a great throw. right? So as I start this position, I'm gonna start with my left shoulder slightly down and be able to keep it slightly down. It creates a very good position over my right side and a big long lever for that discus orbit to go through as it comes through on the delivery. So we wanna really pay attention, that shoulder staying over the right side and slightly lower than the right arm. The other piece when we do start throwing a discus is when you guys land with your left foot lands, that's when you want to start throwing your left arm out and beginning turning those legs. You have your cues for your stand throw. It's important that, again, as soon as the left foot lands, you begin with the proper sequence of motions to start your delivery. So let's see how one of these throws goes. So as you probably heard from the throw before, I hit the net. And to me, I want to make sure that I provide the right cue, the right visual for you. The thrower in me wants to make a perfect throw, so let me try this again here. Yeah, a little bit better here. That's all I have for you this week for half turns. This is the time for you to be able to go out and practice now, whether it's drills or throws. One nice thing about this camp, when it being 8 weeks long, is that you have plenty of time to be able to get some reps in as you move on from week to week as you go through the teaching progression. So take your time, get out, get several sessions in, get comfortable with that motion, and then we can move on to next week as we get more advanced. Good luck with your training.